All right, shalom, shalom. It's brother Kaya from the Gym Master Louisiana Saints coming back at you with another lesson. Prior to getting started, as I always do, I'd like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Love honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the icons that's pushing the truth and sincerity. And Lord willing, this video will be edifying. First and foremost to the whole free elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And in today's lesson, I want to go into the article I found on that was on news app where it's the source news app. All right, and it says back into the technology thing because I did do a video concerning the metal material. All right, but again, all right, this is the serpent plan. All right, to continue to hone in on his enemies, man, on how he may basically what capture them, man. All right, according to the same things that we talk and speak about. All right, he's gonna make us an accuser. All right, he's an accuser of our brethren. All right, he's gonna make us an offender for words. All right, that's why he always his eye and ears is constantly in the Hebrew houses, man. A Hebrew Israelite, that is, okay. All right, his eyes and his ears are always predicated and set on Jake, man. All right, which is I find that spiritual because the Lord eyes and ears is always on Israel. All right, the world eyes and ears are always on Israel. All right, but there's a thing, all right, in earth that is considered to be called privacy, quote unquote. All right, but here our privacy is completely compromised on the planet Earth, man. All right, we don't have no privacy of no sort. All right, even when certain apps and particular things gather information that's collected from you, they share and use your data and your information, man. All right, between different servers and once you go and start to get into depth, you'll be surprised at how many people secretly see your password. Because whenever you're typing into these smart devices, all right, what it does, it records everything. All right, so again, our enemy is real clever. All right, he's gonna be recorded our URLs. All right, our search bars, particular things that we have searched and seeked out. Because once he put a pretty much a hit out, all right, when he want to basically paint the picture or control the narrative of a person being a terrorist or whatever the case may be, all right, he's gonna go into this man, his search history, all right, because he control also the search engine and these YouTubes and these different platforms, streaming platforms, all right, that you're able to collect information and data. It goes all back to one server. All right, but with this lesson, I want to get into the smart devices are listening to more than our words. And keep in mind, again, our privacy is completely compromised on the planet Earth. So those things which you think to see in secret, all right, guess what? Your enemy have heard them all. All right, your sex life, all right, you got smart devices all around your house. So even when you turn it off, they're still watching. All right, and in cases, that's why they're creating these smartphones with more cameras. All right, you got a phone with damn near 6 cameras on it. All right, it starts to get to a point to all right, how many pictures do I take? Because me, myself, personally, I'm not a picture man. All right, I don't care much about taking pictures or particular, or whatever it may be, or whatever this may be. All right, but, our people are consumed with the social media life, which exploit themselves by their pictures, photos. I like to call it frozen time. All right, it's just a picture is once it's taken and still. That's the way that picture is gonna be. They even made panoramic. All right, to where the picture can evolve while it's moving. All right, you can take multiple pictures at once, selfies. All right, but the whole goal of the matter is to pretty much be able to look at you, all right, see, basically for really for signals to go back to trace back to their the things that they got set up for you to basically gain all the information and everything that they need. They data, all right? Data. You see? But again, these devices that we have, they're listening to more than our words. Now let's get into this article. It says this episode was originally published. All right. Picture this. You're not feeling so hot and you say to your smart speaker, robot, I'm hungry. And you cough and the device says, would you like a recipe for chicken soup? And then, by the way, would you like to order cough drops with 1 hour delivery? Now, you told the robot it was hungry, all right? But again, Alexa, all right, these different, pretty much is another way to cripple Jake, all right, and make Jake get lazy, don't want to do nothing. And again, Alexa is another documentation. They got different ones, Siri, Alexis, and they got different ones. That's basically, taking orders for Jake, all right? But Jake don't see, the large picture inside of this thing, all right? There's clearly, a agenda behind creating these things, man. All right? You got smartphones track, all right? They can track, all right, even when you ain't moving, all right? Your phones will tell you like, hey, you ain't do this today, all right? Or you did this today. Or you went here 3 years ago. All right. So again, your prophecy are the things you think that you're doing on earth that nobody knows. Guess what? Your enemy know. Even the small minor things, man, because Jake is connected to a system. It says this is the scenario laid out in one of the Amazon's patents. And it shows how voice recognition technology could be used to learn things about us. All right. Beyond the words we say to our devices, like whether we're sick or depressed. You see? So this technology is starting to get a feel, not a feel, but it can also detect your human emotions and vibrations in your body, man. All right? This devil is getting in depth. That's why we got to understand the depths of Satan, which goes back to Revelation, man. It says, I spoke with Joseph Turo, a communications professor at the University of Pennsylvania, who writes about all of this in his new book, The Voice Catchers. How marketers listen to exploit your feelings, your privacy, and your wallet. I asked him if the technology is there yet. The following is an edited transcription of our conversation. Joe Turo. Well, companies believe it's very sophisticated. They think that by using technologies that look at the sound that you have and your syntax, and sometimes in combination with the actual words you use, they think it helps them sell and make people feel better. How do they know? How do they get the data? Where do they get the data from? Amazon's pretty close-lipped about it. Amy Scott. You argue in a book that voice profiling is a gateway to a whole new era of biometric profiling for marketers, even more than facial recognition. Why is that? Because voice recognition and facial recognition, really, when they can't, the voice recognition is to identify who you are when they can't pretty much see your face. All right. So he's gonna make sure all the squares cover. So like you say, we mentioned that camp on yesterday. They letting Jake prolong these masses and covering up their whole faces so they can also get the reticle of the eye or be able to identify a person with what through a mask or where his face is put up all the way. All right, but also with the voice. All right. If they hear your voice constantly, all right, they have systems that recognize your voice, all right, and what it do, it enters it into a database because everybody's voice is different. Even if you can make your voice sound like somebody, that's not the original voice, and he can distinguish between the two. It says Turo. Yeah, well, facial is of course important. The thing about facial though is people are worried about it. So they're trying to give you an easier way to, all right, we gonna detect you, but we can listen to you also to detect you. Well, why do you need to detect what we saying all day? All right? What benefit is to you with everybody saying they houses, all right, there's billions of people in the earth, but what benefit is it to you, the words that people are using within the confinements of their homes, man? Why is this important that he listen to this? Because why is a bigger picture. And with your face getting scanned, people is gonna be concerned about that, man. All right? Nobody wants to get their face scanned. It says, and it's not as integrated into the home as voice is becoming. That's right. Because he, know that it violates a lot of, privacy guidelines. But when you make the privacy guidelines, you can also break the privacy guidelines. There are little clauses in privacy guidelines, and you don't read them. All right, you'll be reading it for a year if you read it. All right, which shows that it's completely compromised, man. It says, some people have 3, 4, or 5 of these devices in their homes. They talk to their phones every day. So these are going to become part of our everyday experiences. Me personally, I don't use Siri. All right. I go physically kind of, search out what I'm looking for or whatever the case may be. And that's not no shock to nobody that use Siri. But me personally, I never, go to the settings and kind of use it. All right. It says, turn on the light, turn down the shades. And as a result, the notion of giving data to companies and then having them evaluate them is going to become more plausible. Scott, you say we are doing this all the time, but I think a lot of folks are pretty resistant to this technology. What about you? Do you have any of these devices in your house? Turo, yeah, well, to be honest, I did it in the beginning because I felt I had to learn about it. You can't write about this stuff without having it. I have a Google device in my study here, and I have a couple of Amazon devices around the house. I'm not too happy with the idea, however, and if I got the sense that they were beginning to go more into profiling me, I would probably shut them off. Well, you know what it is, all right? It's total profile. Here's a figure 1, all right? An Amazon patent shows how voice recognition technology can learn things about us from the way we talk to smart devices. All right, which they gonna pet it to, Scott. For people are really creeped out about these marketers using our supposed mood to sell us things. Are there any positive societal benefits to this technology? For example, someone living alone and a device kind of paying attention to how they're sounding that day. The voice catchers. How marketers listening to exploit your feelings, your privacy, and your wallet. All right. A man's feelings is personal, man. It shouldn't be on the internet. All right. As you see in the world today, people always crying and, your feelings at the end of the day is personal because it's something you're going through and experiencing. And at the end of the day, it ain't for the world to know. All right. That's for you to deal with. All right. In a sense, even during the brotherhood, we got, we share, feelings amongst one another or whatever, man. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm talking about for as you and your house, man. Nobody don't need to know what you doing in your house, man. All right. The world need to mind its business. You see? It says, Turo, there are companies that are looking into trying to see whether voice can be predictor or someone's help. Looking, for example, at Alzheimer's disease. Can a person's voice predict whether a person is becoming more and more likely to have Alzheimer's? And these things are really important. Yeah, they're using the voices to predict what you're thinking. All right? It's a study of your thoughts, Jake, which leads to what? The study to find a way to control you. If they know how you think all day, they can dictate or take particular actions prior to you doing it and take steps before you, man. All right? Which ultimately control you. All right? This is what the Lord do. The Lord give us thoughts in our minds, all right, for us to carry out through our voice and mouth, man. All right? This is not a human responsibility. This is not his job. Okay? It says my suggestion, and these things are really important. My suggestion in the book, this stuff should be banned from marketing. Think of the dangers of society where immigrants, for example, are listened to not just by what they say, but for their sounds of supposedly where they come from. There are a lot of really scary things that one can spin off in all of this, and we have to be scared of that. You see? And that's right. You see, iPhone features allow people to secretly listen to your conversation. Well, let's see who's listening to everything, man. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon. I'll get a few precepts and get out of here. This Wisdom of Solomon 1. And 8. It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteously, I'm going to read 7. For the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things had knowledge of the voice. All right. The Lord has the knowledge. All right. Because his Spirit fill all things. He's omnipresent, omnipotent. He's everywhere. Okay. He's all places at once. Okay. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. Neither shall vengeance, when it punish it, pass by him, man. All right? Because, again, not only our people is talking about the walls in their houses, but E as well. All right? You know? It ain't about your feelings or the space or the capacity in which the way that you feel. He's marking that down, man. It's more to that, man. All right? It concludes or is included inside of his ultimate biometric technology he wants to ultimately put. You know, he got to perfect this chip, man. All right. So he want to know all the ins and outs of how persons speak, the way that they think, how they integrate with each other, how they connect with each other. All right. That's his overall goal. It says, for inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. This the point, though. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things. And the ear of jealousy is the Most High, man. All right? You don't think the Lord jealous of a man who wants to spy in and listen to everything someone is saying? All right? Yeah, the way things people say and the thoughts people may say within the confines of their privacy or secrets, that's what it is, man. All right? They want to explore your thoughts, all right, and your secrets of your mind, man. All right? It says, therefore, beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable. And guess what? I know, of course, that, you know, of course, they go and murmur. Salaki, man. They go and murmur, all right, about the, you know, what's to each other. All right, yeah, they talking about this, or they talking about, you know, our plans or whatever, our goals or whatever the case may be. All right. They're talking about that, you know, on the walls, you know, they're exposing us, man, because they want to listen. All right. Because really they want to listen to the men, all right, who propose the biggest threat to what they're trying to do to the people, man. It says, therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, which this is universal, but I'm just using it, you know, in this sense. All right. You know, it also remains something, you know, it's twofold. And refrain your tongue from backbiting, for there is no word, so secret. This is what I want to go into. That shall go for naught, and the mouth that belies slay the soul. So there's no word so secret. All right. Concerning the Most High, man. So the Most High know all the words, man. All right. That give, you know, come to a man's thought, man. You know, even the things that a man say. All right. This is Ecclesiastes. Again, I ain't gonna be that much longer. 10 and 20. And it says, I mean, knowledge of the voice, my bad. I hate when I put down the wrong thing. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 10 and 20 was in Sirach, my bad. It says, curse not the king, no, not in thy thought, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber, which is talking about Yahweh Shai and Yahweh, all right? You know, of course, that's the talk about them, which we know that they the wicked, all right, they counsel up with the, together, all right, to what? To constantly oppress Jake, man. All right. Even this things we saying here, all right, it's all gonna be heard, man. All right. It's gonna be sent through a search engine, whether they wanted to get out to the earth or not. But of course, they control everything. All right. It says, for a bird of the air shall carry the voice, and that which will have wings shall tell the matter. So the angels is hearing these things and reporting them back to the Lord, which, of course, again, it gives the Lord the air of jealousy, man, because people is doing these such things, man, and it's off. All right. In the kingdom of heaven, we're not going to be in our neighbor house. We don't even, the scriptures even tell you about peeking inside the door of the neighbor house or putting your ear up to the door. You see? Don't even do that, man. You see? Bear with me, man. Come on. Yeah. This Sirach 21 and 23. Well, 22. A foolish man's foot is soon in his neighbor's house, but a man of experience is ashamed of him. All right. A fool will peep in at the door into the house, but he that is well nurtured will stand without, man. It is the rudeness of a man to hearken at the door, but a wise man would be grieved with the disgrace. All right. It says the lips of talkers will be telling such things as pertain not unto them, but the words of such as have understanding are weighed in the balance. Because the voices, all right, of those men who's talking and murmuring about the things we're saying amongst our house, amongst brethren, or whatever the case may be. Hey, they telling such things is pertaining not unto them, man. All right. Because it's what? It's going against them too. It pertains to them. But at the end all be all, you know what it is. If a man say something again that's in secret or in privacy, you not to be read. All right. That's on that man, even if it's working against you. All right. It says, let me get this and get out of here. This Job 37 and 1. I know I kind of veered off a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. It says, At this also my heart trembled and moved out of its place. This is what's going to happen ultimately. Y'all want to hear a voice? Well, it's the voice y'all going to get, man. It says, hear attentively the noise of his voice and the sound that goeth out of his mouth. This is, we know who this is. He directed it under the whole heaven and his lightning unto the ends of the earth. After it, a voice roared. He thundered with the voice of his excellency, and he will not stay them when his voice is heard. God thundereth marvelously with his voice. Great things doeth he, which we cannot comprehend. So the voice of the Lord, all right, since he want to seem to comprehend every man's voice and then put it in his storage chamber, all right, and then utilize it for the workings of his enterprise, for him to do what he do, all right. The Lord gonna have a voice that's gonna thunder it, all right, which he ain't gonna be able to comprehend this voice when he hear this voice. You see? So that pretty much was the ultimate thing, man. Is hey, our privacy is completely compromised in the earth, man. And hey, again, at the end of the day, every idle word shall stand. So even if they take what we say and slander it, all right, or use it against us for persecution purposes, hey, we still know that it came of the Lord. Every word of it coming of the Lord, man. All right. So Abba Ratazada was edifying, man. Until the next time I'm gonna say Shalom.